Hey, hello there. This is going to be a tutorial on how to make a non-cyclic spline, but without breaking it. Because if we go in here and we make a viewer node, we see what's happening when you have a curved circle, for example, and you make spline cyclic, it will open up. So the curve is broken. And you want something to be whole when you want to unwrap it. So for example, this curved circle, if we want to make a UV mapping of it and set the material, then when I take this, like it's open and I want to have it closed. So if I take the full circle, you're gonna have this gap that is being filled by the UVs itself, but it's squashed. And if we take a non-cyclic spline, but which isn't broken, then it looks correct. So how we do that is we go into this one, and here we are going to make also a viewer node so we can see what we do. You can just copy this if you don't want to follow along, and then it should work. So here the curved circle comes in, or any curve you want. We are capturing the endpoint. If we go in attribute text index, we can see what the indices are. So here you see we have a 0, 1, 2, 3. This is still one shape, it's not open. I was looking at the attribute text so you can see all the indices. It's going to 31. If I then do set spline cyclic, it will open up. So it will still have 31 points. And from this, the domain size, I take the face corner count, the point count I need. I think it's actually the same value, yes. So here we go from curve to mesh. Then now it's not a spline anymore, but it's a mesh. Then we extrude that mesh, extrude it out to over here so you can see it. Actually, it doesn't have to be anything because now it's over here. You have 31 and 32 on the same point. And then I set the position back to the begin point. So we do that by a sample index. So I sample the last index of the cyclic spline, or the non-cyclic spline. And you can see what happens if we do a mix node. Take this value, like I make a vector, and do position. We take the regular position here. We make it that it connects. So first it's here, and then when we sample the last index of the cyclic spline, we connect it again. So just leave this connected, and then the last thing we do is we go from mesh to curve. So we make it a curve again. If we go in here, you see that we have like a broken curve, but it's it looks like it's connected. And if we go in now, here we capture the spline parameter, and that means the parameter of going from 0 to 32, the end. And here we capture the line, because here we have a line, and together they make this shape. And by combining the length of both these splines, we can create a vector or a UV. And if we set that to 2D vector, like geometry nodes will see it as a UV map, and also when we set this to face corner. And if we then use a set material, so here I create a named attribute called UVs, and here I use that attribute to drive this image, or the coordinates for this image. And if we then go in here, you see this image appears on this cylinder. So if we go in here as well and we turn this off, you see how it's mapping. I merged it again over here. Also, see what happens if I go to point. Then this still happens. You want to use face corner, so it's seen as a UV map. And then also, this is important. If you want to merge them back together again, you can do it, but you do it after capturing this attribute. Because if I do it before this line, but this one, you see it happens also. So do it after. And this way you can easily use the spline and not break it up. So here are the nodes again. You can rebuild it. You can also get it at the Blender market for a very small price if you want to help me out and the Blender community. So I hope this is useful and see you in the next one. Okay, bye.